Undisputed. It's Monday. You already know. Obviously, gotta see what they say about the Eagles-Niners. Normally it's a Cowboys thing, but they play Thursday, so let's see what they have to say about it, man. I'm shook. I was not expecting that.
3-3. Got to score.
I thought the 49ers would win, but I didn't think it would be a beatdown.
Field goes and it's 6-0.
Sheesh.
Guess what we're thinking on the sideline? We're up by 1. Because all we got to do is go down and score, kick a field goal. It's 7-6. That's exactly
check out the reaction.
Immediately happened.
It did.
So they was behind the sticks to begin with. Then once they got Brock Purdy, which if I had an MVP vote right now, I'd probably have to put his name in it. I have to check that box. That's just what it is. Brock Purdy played extremely well. Philadelphia
You're
Eagles.
talking about MVP of the NFL.
MVP of the NFL.
You didn't even have him in your top
If you asked me this 5-6 weeks ago, I'd be like, nah, heck no. But based on the way that he played in this particular game, he got help from Deebo Samuel on the shallow cross, out the gate, 40-something yard touchdown.
True, I mean,
nobody wanted to tackle Deebo in the second, third wave.
Nobody wants
when you look at that, he certainly brought something to the table for Brock Purdy, but Brock Purdy fought in the game. He ran the ball through. I mean, it just was a different situation. They got after the Philadelphia Eagles, no question about it, on the defensive side of the ball. They slowed down Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts threw the ball 45 times, something I don't want to see. They did not run the ball worth a sniff. Why that is, I have no idea. Is it because Johnson, the offensive coordinator, elected that maybe their secondary is more vulnerable than their front seven? So we're going to try and throw the football, although when they pin their ears back because they're up. San Francisco is a get-up team, play from ahead and not from behind. Behind is not 6-0.
I mean, as Cowgirl fans that this show is, I mean,
I think we've been talking about
big
that
week.
all year long.
They wanted the Niners
It just didn't play well. I understand the way you and Michael may feel about this situation because the 49ers went into Philadelphia, something that the Cowboys were not able to do. And they hung 42 on them just like they did to the Cowboys. So you're looking at this as, oh, my God, we got a chance to win the division. You may have a chance to win the division. It's going to come up next week. We'll see. We'll get there. But as of right now, Philadelphia needs to make some adjustments on the defensive side of the ball. They've got to figure out how to slow people down, how to stop the bend, don't all of a sudden you break. Because they were playing bend, don't break. Give you all the way down into the red zone, then clamp down, come and get you, force you to kick field goals. That didn't happen yesterday against the 49ers. You win, I lose. That's all I can say. You win, I lose. Yay.
I think you're taking it much harder than you're indicating.
No, I say you win, I lose. I picked Philadelphia to beat the San Francisco 49ers.
I think we have
mostly, I literally just said, you win, I lose. And I picked Philadelphia with my heart versus my head because I can't stand you. I can't. Problem. I'm guilty. I am picking Philadelphia next week to go into Dallas and rebound.
Again?
Absolutely.
You haven't learned your lesson yet?
I haven't learned hard hitting.
I haven't. Picking Philly again.
Now, I see on Philly side, I see a different thing here. You know, because I sat here last week.
Mike keeps it real.
I love this team. There's no way you're going to beat this team. That's why
you said you've never been more torn.
More torn because I love. Let me fix that. I love the heart that I saw in this team. I love the drive that I saw with this team. The determination to win a championship and get back to the Super Bowl, and that's still there. Key. When I looked at this game, going into this game, I was so vexed by it because I saw that heart, but I also knew what they've gone through. I told you about winning games like that emotionally and how hard it is to rebound from it emotionally. Then as I prepared for my other show, I'm seeing everything. They played 95 plays the week before. So I'm saying I believe Philly was a little tired. So that's not a true barometer of where Philly is. And I believe if they see them again, Philly will play them better because coming off what Philly was coming off of, and they're playing 95 snaps against the Bills while the 49ers are resting for 10 days, and then they come in. And here's the kicker. They come in at their best. Why were they at their best? It's because of what I told y'all. The 49ers got back the heart and soul of their football team, which is that dude right there. That dude right there. Huh? You can throw all the balls you want to Brandon Ayuk. You can hand all the balls you want to Christian McCaffrey. And it'll look one way. When Deebo Samuel come in this football game and he's healthy and they put him in the mix like they did yesterday, I was happy to see. Ooh, we hit him, you cut him. Philly, they bleed, they're human. But then I said to myself, Deebo Samuel makes San Fran looks inhuman, you know, and we got to go through both of them. So happy that by the time Philly comes to Dallas, you'll have a chance at first place, Dallas Cowboys. But also, boy, you're going to have to deal with that San Francisco 49ers team sooner or later.
I mean, they might get the NFC East, which would be huge, but I don't think they're going to get first place.
I think Philly, I gotta put a lot on what they had gone through going up to that game.
49ers,
I gotta get San Fran all the credit in the world.
Later in the year will be huge.
They had to win that game. That's why I finally came down to the determining factor that I gotta pick the San Francisco 49ers, because they had to win that game to prove to themselves that what happened in the championship game was not really them.
Okay, so you give Dallas maybe a little better shot against Philadelphia, but you give Dallas a worse shot against San Francisco if it comes to that in the postseason.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I get Dallas a better shot. Right. But what I saw with San Fran had too many plans of attack for the Eagles' defense. Early on, the Eagles had them in check, but then they just started opening up that offense too many. Now, what is Dallas? Dallas right now have so many plans of ways of attacking you right now with Brandon Cooks playing the way he is, the running game coming. So I took that and extrapolated and said, we can do this too. We can put up 42 points like the 49ers did.
Okay.
Against Philly.
Because you was gathering information.
I'm so glad. Boy, class is in session. And you gathered information too yesterday. We all did.
Okay, so I'm going to say it again. The Eagles' defense is gettable, it is torchable, and it's going to find that out again, even with a little more rest going into next Sunday night, because it's the night game at Jerry World. The Dallas Cowboys will go up and down the field against that defense. They actually went up and down the field in the fourth quarter at Philadelphia, because Dak threw for 173 yards in the fourth quarter alone, while Jalen threw for a grand total of 3 yards just in the fourth quarter. But they won, because I kept saying, it's like they're on borrowed time. They luck out. Dak stepped just barely out of bounds on a 2-point try, or we might be having a different conversation. Schoonmaker, the rookie from Michigan, his knee comes down 1 inch short of the goal line, or we'd have a different conversation. They were on borrowed time for 4 straight weeks. And yesterday,
F the Cowboys. They're trash.
Smashed by the team that was out of their league. The 49ers just outclassed them in every way, shape, and form, to Keyshawn's point, after the first quarter, in which they could not cash twice. Maybe if they'd cashed twice and it was 14-0, maybe they could make that stand up, but I doubt it, because the 49ers are just way better than them across the board. And the tone got set by Deebo, your man Deebo. After the championship game last year, he went on a podcast and he called Bradbury trash. And when he was asked this week, do you stand by what you said? He said, yes, I do. I said it and I meant it. And he would not back off it. And I think he proved it yesterday. Maybe he wrote himself a check he had to cash. But there was that. Well, okay, so there was an early third quarter incident. We're going to dive more deeply into it a little later in the show.
Let's keep going.
DeSandro, the head of security
for the Eagles,
steps onto the field and gets into it with Dre Greenlaw, who'd already been flagged for 15 yards for unnecessary roughness because he body slammed Devontae Smith. And it was one of those incidents that got Dre Greenlaw tossed out of the game along with this Dom. He gets tossed also, but he doesn't play football, so it didn't really matter. And I'm thinking, okay, is this going to be the moment where they suddenly just are ignited by it? And because the crowd went crazy. Dom's a cult hero there. And what happened? Deebo immediately happened. He's like, no, I got this.
Remember, they drove right down and scored, so it did ignite them. But Deebo put out that fire.
He just put out that fire immediately because you want to talk about a force of nature. I've never seen anything like it. For the first time I saw it up close and personal was against Dallas 2 years ago in the playoff game when we just couldn't deal with him. You can toss it to him. You can reverse it. You can flip it to him on little slants. And nobody, to your point, Michael, nobody wants to tackle him.
Grown men look like kids on a playground.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They're afraid.
Damn! 49ers look like the best team in the league, man.